Hey, welcome to New Jump City, everybody, where we recap the week in American and Japanese sequential art. I am your host, Christian, the unbiased king. And joining me through StreamYards, it is the man, the myth, the legend, the tank top sage. It's Joshua Gangsta Time Go.
Well, it's called Partner, but it should be called Gangsta Time.
What's good, Chris? What up, everybody listening?
Ho, ho, ho. Also joining us, it is our producer, Edgelord Big News Brian.
なんというビッグニュース
Nerds.
Hey. Welcome to the show. It is episode 300 and... Oh, shit. I was trying to do a whole 360. It's 360. It's 300.
Holy crazy production value. That is
It is
crazy.
episode 360.
I've never seen such production value before.
I should have rehearsed this.
Your own equipment.
But-
That is wow, bro.
Wow, that was awesome.
You want to talk about? This is like bad anime movie adaptation. Great.
Hold on. I'm going to try it again. All right.
No, it's all right, bro.
You know what, man? I wanted to surprise you guys. I should have rehearsed this, but I didn't want you guys to see what I was planning. I wanted to surprise you guys. No, yeah, it's episode 360. Very excited to be here. We got a big old show and very excited to get to it. I am going to forgo the tier list for right now, just because I don't have much change yet. Probably next week I'll have more to report. But yeah, that's you guys have anything you guys want to update?
You did not make the HunterXHunter PNG image for probation, right?
Well, I'm not showing it today, so I didn't change anything. So, but next week, if I do have any updates for the tier list, I will put it on there.
PNG goes the long way.
All right. Anyway, I guess we could get right into the show then, right, boys?
Yes.
Sir.
Let's go. Whoa, One Piece. This is One Piece chapter 1190. Those whose death brings celebration. Last we left off, Luffy was getting his fucking ass handed to him. He was getting shanked with mystical swords from beyond the grave. And that's when Scopper came in and decided to save Luffy, getting in the way of the gigantic axe that Imu was about to swing his way. And we opened this chapter with the continuation of that. Scopper manages to knock Luffy out of the way, also knocking the swords out of him. Luffy is busy on the floor being stabbed at the moment. When Scopper pulls up to him and is like, bro, can you fucking lock in? I'm going to need you to hurry up and lock in, bro. And, he's like yelling at him. He's like, hey, I'm disappointed in you. Aren't you ashamed of getting saved by an injured old man like me? Your white form, Emperor of the Sea, don't get full of yourself. And he starts like coaching him. He's like, what happens next after you're dead? And Luffy says that he can't protect his friend's country. And that he's like, what happens to the crew that you brought if you die? And he says their lives are in danger. And he's like, correct. Now listen, the further you go here, the more enemies you're going to have. The King of the Pirates is a title for those whose death brings celebration, because everyone wants to sit on that seat. So, if you think you could just come up here with your peace and your sunshine and your rainbows and save us all the trouble and go home, because you're not cut out for this. And he just throws the shit out of him, knocking him back a ways back. And then he continues to attack Imu. Imu is like, is this a joke to thee? He's like, you want to kill him, don't you? And he's like, does he really remind you that much of Joy Boy? And that triggers Imu. Any mention of Joy Boy, You can't just say that word. And he's like, "What dost thou know?" And he says, "The words of Joy Boy." But don't get it twisted. You know, he's like, "We're not just blindly obedient to some guy we never met from the past. We just want to see our captain's dream brought to life." And we notice here that Emu starts coughing a bit. And he's like, "Captain?" And he's like, "Who is this captain?" And Scopper says, "The king of the pirates, Gold D. Roger." And Emu is just getting pissed off by all sides today, because that brings him memories of when he first heard Roger's name. And he's like, "Why is the king of the pirates?" He says, "Why does the king of the pirates have the word name D on it? Do not spread that name." He says, "Why would the remnants of his crew protect Straw Hat, Luffy?" And he's like, "Because you're going out of your way to eliminate him. Is that not proof enough? The fact that you came all the way down here to take care of him proves that this boy is the very man we've all been waiting for." And Emu says, like, "Indeed, we have been foolish. Perhaps we have mistaken numerous mere coincidences for destiny. Let's end that right now." As he is putting one of his omen flames onto Luffy, Scopper decides to disrupt, and he unleashes his ultimate attack on Emu, the Gate of God, which is a big strike of Conqueror's Haki that cuts the Jewel Atom Tree in half and sends Luffy falling downward, I believe. Or is that Emu? It's Emu, sorry. It's so much so that he like cuts the branches, sending Emu falling down. And he sends off some more axe slashes his way. And he's like, Emu says that still the Pirate King's crew, even decrepit, thou art so determined to believe. And Scopper says something interesting, saying like you aren't? What could that mean? What could he mean by that? Unfortunately, that goes all for naught, as we see that Scopper has been seemingly defeated, one of his arms being lopped off, and that is where the chapter ends. Oh my god. Josh, what did you think about One Piece chapter 1190?
Scopper was talking a lot of shit.
Mm-hmm.
He was, and I feel where he was coming from. I was a little annoyed because it's like, man, I don't think Luffy thought shit was rainbows and sunshine at all. I just think that, like, you know what? This is what everybody wanted. I'm not even gonna continue that thought. Everybody wants Luffy to finally get serious. Oh, we don't want him having a good time. Fuck that. Be upset, Luffy. I hope he gets Gear 6 after this fight, and he's just he's just steaming.
He's just angry the entire.
Yeah, like Akainu. And he calls Buggy like on the snail phone after the conflict is over. He says, "Eat a fucking dick," and just hangs up on him. Like, I want him to be that angry.
Yeah.
I want him to spin the block on his ass, and then I'm gonna spend hours. I'm sacrificing an entire Saturday afternoon and evening just pouring through the comments of all the same people that cried about this, thanking Oda, explaining how they dedicated the names of their children to Oda, and that they will create shrines for the various tankobon they'll buy to honor him. That's the type of, feedback I want to see. What do I have to say other than that? Scopper Gaban is the real deal. As much as he annoyed me and Luffy in this chapter, he's about that life. He apologized to the tree before doing a super move. That's gangster.
He said, "I'm sorry, tree. I didn't mean to go this hard."
I'm not trying to chop you up like that. I got mad respect for you, but I don't know what else to say. I don't really want Luffy to get a new form right here and now, but if this is what it takes for him to get serious, then whatever. This can't be the final fight. This got to be just a preview. So I'm hoping this little conflict wraps up and we get to more lore stuff with Elbaf. If I'm being real with y'all, I'm over this nigga Emu. He better take his sorry ass back to Pangea so they could come see him on his home court. Luffy needs to whoop his ass in his own flower field. That's what I want to see. Like, I know I'm ready for you now. That shit you did before is not going to work this time.
Mm-hmm.
Brian, what were your thoughts?
So I thought it was interesting that they made a point that Luffy was fucking around too much inside of the chapter. Where he's kind of just like, yo, motherfucker, lock in. Which I feel like I know you're like kind of you're like ragging on people for wishing that Luffy was a little bit more serious, but it did genuinely feel like it was too much. It did feel like it was too much. I'm sorry.
I wanted to let you know you had my full attention.
It just felt like
Felt targeted.
no matter the circumstance, Luffy was gonna fuck around and do some shit, and it was cool. It was cool during like you know, the fight with Kaido, and then it was cool on Egghead, but then it just, I don't know, it just kept going, and it's just like, man, like I missed when Luffy had more dimensions to him when he was in a fight. You know what I mean? It's not just one, I'm laughing and I'm having a good time. You know what I mean? Like, Luffy wasn't always like that. And some of the best moments in the series were because Luffy could exercise other emotions. And this power just took that away from him. You know what I mean? So it just felt like he became extremely one-dimensional. And the fights, even though they're very creative and cool, they're not super engaging, if that makes sense. Like, you can't really see yourself in Luffy, you know what I mean? Like, you can't, because he's just a Looney Tune now. So he kind of needs a little to be grounded a little bit. Huh?
Do you not ever feel like a Looney Tune?
No. Do you?
Oh, sometimes.
But yeah, that's my point with this. And even though, you know, I'm interested to see that this was actually like a thing that's brought up in the story as something like, it's like Luffy is high on this fucking power, essentially, you know, and he doesn't know how to fucking properly use it. So when he's coming out here and he's doing all this he's doing too much, Emu is like, all right, you clearly don't know what the fuck you're doing. You just have that fucking power and you're just doing whatever the fuck you want with it, but you're not doing it right. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, even though Luffy could do that to like beat the shit out of people who are lesser than Emu, the moment somebody knows what it's actually like, how that power is supposed to be used, he kind of crumples. But yeah, I don't know. I thought this was an interesting chapter, all things considered. But that's it. Those are my thoughts. Chris, what did you think?
This is my RGC for the week.
Certified RGC. Certified RGC. Certified RGC.
This was my really good chapter of the week. I just enjoyed this, and I'm not on the train that Luffy needed to get serious. I still not. I think like there's a lot of layers to what's actually happening here, and I was thinking about it today and how to best explain it. I think when we've gone through these passages of Luffy traveling through the Grand Line in general, and I feel like every time there's been something that's kind of like there's been a test of through each stage of the Grand Line for Luffy. Like the entrance is just for me, I think like the way I put it is that Luffy had to have that innate desire to go somewhere he wasn't supposed to go. It's like having that determination, that spirit to take that first step into the Grand Line. When he got to the New World, there was a level of, now you have to work on being physically powerful. The next stage, part of it is being very enduring and to be able to protect what you got to do here. And Luffy's achieved that with the 2-year time skip. And now we're here at the like third and final checkpoint where we're at, the end of things, where now you have all this strength and now you have, you had the intrigue, the ambition to get to the Grand Line. You had the strength to get through part of the hardest seas of it, but now it's more about mentality. And a lot of people like to think that Luffy's character arc is flat, but I think there's like some waves there. One of the most consistent things about Luffy is that, yeah, he's like very lackadaisical, and sometimes that level of freedom gets to his head, or that desire for freedom gets to his head. He doesn't take things very seriously as he should. You know what I mean? Like, it's a consistent criticism from people of his own crew, And I don't think Luffy needs to change at all for the most part, but I think the idea that is going on here is that it's just like being a little more thoughtful about the situation and kind of reading the room a little bit. And part of it does go to the fact that I think we overestimate Luffy's understanding of his own ability. We never see him really question Gear 5. He just kind of accepts it as it is. He's never thought about how to fight with it. It's just something that landed on his lap, and he's just been going with the flow. But now he has to think about what his power means. His power is something completely different from what we thought it was. So I think that's part of it. What Gaban is saying here is you're like an emperor now. You have this white form, but what is that stuff really? What is this form you have? You're not taking that part of it seriously. And I don't think there's a part of him, as long as he's in this form, that will be able to take things seriously, because that's the point of Gear 5. It's supposed to be boundless freedom and creativity, but he hasn't had enough time to really synchronize with that, and find out what that means. I think part of it also is that zone fruits have a mind of their own. So when Luffy's fighting in this form, he is fighting mostly, I would think, as Nika. So, and Nika in particular seems to be a very powerful fruit in terms of consciousness. It really just changes your outlook and how you view things, and it's something that you need a lot more mastery over. And Luffy hasn't really put that work in. And I think that's mostly on a power level what Gaban is maybe talking about, in the fact that you're getting full of yourself. You have this power that nobody's been able to surmount, but also nobody's seen this power in 800 years. Now you're fighting the guy who knows it better than literally everyone in the world. So, he's taken a lot of people by surprise with this ability. But he won't be able to do that with Imu. So, I think that's part of what Gaban is trying to tell him. I mean, and Luffy is very open to that kind of criticism. We've seen him slowly advance as a captain throughout, his time with Vivi and his time on Enies Lobby, and in Water 7. So I think he'll take this to heart for sure, because when it comes to protecting his people, he really doesn't play about his crew. So, and he's very perceptive when he has his flaws that are, reasonable, Yeah. It'll be cool to see how he evolves through this. I feel like Oda is being a little deeper here than just telling Luffy to lock in. I think it's, very easy to be he's voicing the fans' concerns through this, but I don't think he is. I think this was always supposed to happen. Just because the intentionality of Luffy not really thinking about his power too much. He doesn't even know what Nika is. He doesn't consider it Nika. He's like, oh, this is just the gum fruit. This is what I look like when I'm free. He doesn't know what power he has, really. So, yeah, I'm curious to see how he changes throughout this.
It's a zone, right?
Yeah, it's a zone fruit.
So then it's gotta have, it's 3 stages, right?
Theoretically, yeah. With mythical fruits, I mean, I don't know. This could be his man beast form. Imagine a full form Nika.
I don't know. I don't like the idea that Luffy is fighting as someone else other than him, though.
I'm not saying that entirely. I think like it's more of an influence over his mind than he is fighting as himself. I'm saying like he has the mindset of Nika. Like there's that general influence of Nika's philosophy that overtakes Luffy and causes him to be a little more regular. Yeah. Yeah, it's still Luffy.
It's still you just go into this mode that makes you more, you're more likely to behave that way, whatever.
Yeah, it's not literally that Nika is within him and controlling him, because it's not. That's not how devil fruit works. But they do say that, like, they describe it as having a will of its own, but these are beings, in zone fruits in particular, these are beings you're merging with. So, especially awakened abilities, you see they mentioned with Lucci when he awakened his fruit that he allows like the jaguar mindset to take over a little more than him, so he could have that killer instinct and all that stuff. But yeah, I don't know. Just to clarify, he's not fighting. It is not Nika fighting through Luffy. It is Luffy just being influenced by the philosophy and concept of Nika.
Is that better to digest, or are you still not feeling it, right?
I don't know. I guess I gotta see where he's going with this, because I'm still not entirely convinced of Gear 5, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
Just for the points that I said before, it just felt like, I don't know. It just struggles different. It's just a different struggle that I'm still not accustomed to, right? Because like the type of struggles that Luffy went through when he didn't have Gear 5 just felt better to watch. You know what I mean? It's better to experience. So it's kind of just like, the tables have turned and Luffy's like a big deal now. And he's not just an underdog anymore. You know what I mean? Like he used to be an underdog in every fight that he went into, even though he was tremendously powerful and won almost every time. It just still felt like, this new guy was coming in and punching into the world and making a name for himself. And now he has made that name for himself. And this power is like a big jump from what he used to be. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So it's still just taking a lot to kind of adjust to.
Yeah. I do think that's intentional, though. And I think that's kind of the point and what Gaban is getting at here. It all depends on what happens after this. But yeah, I do think like a lot of the things that people have problems with Gear 5 are intentional story beats that Oda is building through.
Yeah, I get you.
But that's just me. I'll never turn on Oda. Never. But I like it. I really like this chapter, and Gaban is like a favorite of mine. I think he's just so cool. I hope he lives. That would be nice if he lived. I don't want to do a whole like typical like mentor character dying thing. I would hope that we could stay away from that just for a little while. I have a feeling he'll live though. Just one-armed.
Yeah, I doubt he'll die. This is One Piece after all.
Yeah. It takes a lot. You got to obliterate a person off the face of the earth in order to kill them.
And even then, they'll survive.
Right,
Somehow.
Pell. Remember, Pell got nuked.
God.
Pell was the sole person who got nuked in Alabasta. He was right next to the bomb. He was touching the bomb.
Pell is responsible for like upscaling the entire One Piece verse. Because if he could take that explosion, you've got to assume that all these other niggas.
Yeah.
But after that, you
They're
know,
they're like Cell, you know? When he came back after Goku exploded him, he's like, "You got to get rid of my nucleus."
what a throwback.
No, actually, it was Boo. Boo was crazy. It was like Boo was like, "You gotta purify him in the spirit bomb. You gotta eliminate every cell of his body and purify it one by one. And the only way you could do it is the spirit bomb."
Those are some wicked conditions, but they made it happen.
Yeah,
I gave him some of my energy when it was on the TV.
me too. I was there. I was there. Me and Brian were there. We were like,
Yeah, we were there. Can vouch. We were there.
I was doing the cool guy one where it was just one hand, and I was like, Kakarot. Get him, Kakarot.
You can do it, Kakarot.
That Kid Buu saga was cool in the anime. I'll tell you what.
Yeah.
They let Vegeta get beat on for 3 episodes straight.
Oh, it was bad.
He said that was supposed to be 5 minutes. He said, how much time do you need for this spirit bomb? He's like, if you could hold off for 5 minutes.
Sorry, I'm just quoting the.
I might rewatch Dragon Ball Z from the beginning, like the OG series. Might be time. It's been decades. I have not seen it since I was a kid.
You love Dragon Ball.
I did. I was obsessed with it. I was
He was
obsessed
the
with it.
number one Dragon Ball fan in our
I was obsessed with it when I was a kid.
Not Dragon Ball Z. I'm talking about Dragon.
No, Dragon Ball Z. I never really watched Dragon Ball as a kid. Original, like, Dragon Ball. But I was all up on Dragon Ball Z.
He's lying. I was there. He's all. Over
You know what,
Dragon Ball.
Brian? You never watched it either. So, you know.
Yeah, I did.
You never watched it.
I heard
What are you
was a
talking about?
GT kid, bro.
I was a
I
what?
heard you came up with GT, Brian.
Yeah, we did.
We love GT.
We had a GT DVD. But it was very funny.
Did it break your heart when you found out, or you was cool with it?
What, GT?
Did you sense the evil in this clock?
Yeah, we talked about this before. But this...
Good, because there's no evil for you to sense.
And when Goku was blinded in Super Saiyan 4, and he was like fighting Omega Shenron, just sensing his evil. Anyway, that's yeah. I'll update you that. I'm considering it. Anyway, that was One Piece. Do anybody got any residual thoughts, any rebuttals or anything?
No.
All right. Then let's move onward.
We call that easy money, GG.
Sakamoto Days. This is Sakamoto Days, chapter 271, Melting Pot of Slaughter. Last we left off, the Assassin Avengers all pulled up to 1v20 X as Sakamoto. Speedy teacher guy tells Nagumo to report on what's been going on. Nagumo tells him that he's unarmed and he fights like Sakamoto using the objects in his environment, much to Brian's joy. He says his physical abilities and battle smarts are on par with the real deal. So, you know, he's like, what about that fucking cut you gave him on his night? And he's like, he cauterized himself. And this guy Sakamoto stayed coming with the fucking bullshit. Staff man, three section staff guy goes, people with multiple personality disorders have reported to undergo tremendous physical transformations, both visually and physiologically.
Crazy.
Spider-Man meme, insert right here. Bro, this is like my favorite meme on the planet. Seeing it through the mask.
Like he healed because he can change his body structure. Whatever.
All right, bro.
I guess that would be the craziest thing I've heard.
No, that's it. It still doesn't beat tunnel effect, you know? This is still within the realms.
Oh, yeah. Or the hot spring assassin.
Yeah. Anyway.
You need suspension for that.
For tunnel.
I need suspension of disbelief for the hot spring assassin.
What was a hot spring assassin?
He was a hot spring assassin.
Yeah, Chris, he was the hot spring assassin.
I don't remember this.
He assassinates his people in the hot spring.
Okay. Anyway.
Right. Ridiculous.
Huh?
All right.
It's not ridiculous. It's not the most ridiculous thing. Anyway. So, yeah, the strategy for them right now is to stay out of each other's way. So everybody's just going to blitz him separately. Even Sniper Guy is like, listen up, you suckers. If any of you gets in my line of fire, you're dead. And we get a really cool panel of the sniper rifle. I love the sniper rifle guy. He starts shooting, and ex-Sakamoto dodges out of the way, but Osaragi catches him in between her legs and tries to bring down her saw, but ex-Sakamoto catches her and literally just tosses her, like, get off me. Tosses her away. Boiled is in the background just like, oh my god! What the fuck? Why is everybody 1v1ing him? And Atari tells him that it's better this way. Fighting as a team is effective if you're trying to compensate for each other's weaknesses, but everybody's literally goated here. So everybody's got different weapons and styles and whatever. So, you know, rather than wasting their energy struggling to work as a team, it'd be better if they all came at him separately and kept him on his toes, basically. Speed teacher guy kicks the shit out of ex-Sakamoto, sending him flying to a water slide thing where he gets caught up with 3-section staff man. And yeah, everybody's just jumping him separately without working together. But ex-Sakamoto manages to grab speedy teacher guy by the face and sends him rocketing towards the water slide. And 3-section staff guy comes in for the kill, tries to stab him, but he matrix dodges it. He just... And he's like, how did he dodge that? And Akao sees that he is using the pathway to killing, the killing pathway thing that Akao uses, and manages to axe kick the fucking 3-section staff guy. And Nagumo's like, oh my god, not only does he have Sakamoto's move, but he has Akao's too. And now he can wield both their abilities at the same time. Who could possibly beat this friggin' monster? And that is where the chapter ends. Josh, what did you think about Sakamoto Days, chapter 271?
RGC for me.
Wow.
Certified RGC. Certified RGC. Certified RGC.
I also feel like it's only right to give ass whooping of the week as well. And it's not to anyone in particular. It's just the fact that X is turned into an ass whooping given machine.
I'm okay with that. Ass whooping of the week goes to everyone.
Get ready to slumber,
So there was 6 people on his body.
Hmm.
And they all resolved to say, we're going to try to wear him down, take him on one at a time, like in succession. And it's not enough. This guy's starting to merge the personalities, getting weird. Sakamoto and Akao is bad enough, but if he starts throwing in like some other abilities, like the Takamura dude, no, I think he killed that personality because he sliced it.
Yeah.
In the mirror.
Yeah, that personality is dead. Thank God.
Man, they need to cauterize Sakamoto's wound. That's the only way they're gonna beat this guy. They need him and Shin to fight. Where's Shin at? He needs to go there and help them. He counts as a almost call him a border member. LOL. Order.
Order. Yeah.
Oh, it was like off one letter.
Yeah. But he's currently like, Sakamoto, wake up, please.
Oh yeah, he's there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, right. He is that man. Nah, he needs to get up and help. He needs to get into X's mind and try to talk to one of those personalities. Or something.
Can you chill?
Like, hey, bro, stop.
Ooh, I think you just called how it ends. I could see that that's how it goes. He goes in and talks to the Sakamoto personality.
No, you should talk to. He needs to find X. So is this really?
Nah, he's not gonna get through X. He's gonna tell Sakamoto to stop attacking his employees, his future employees. And Sakamoto is gonna be like, my stores, my friend.
That would be sick. Imagine like Sakamoto actually dies and then he turns into Sakamoto for the rest of like that's the ending. Like,
Shin?
You know what I mean? Like move X.
That'd be hilarious. That would be absolutely crazy. And probably a terrible ending, to be honest.
Hey daughter, I'm your dad now.
Hey, I know I'm not sure. I'm totally your father. Why would you say I'm not your father? I'm not literally someone else. I'm Sakamoto.
Listen, it's what's important is what's on the inside.
Yeah. And also sometimes I am a cow every now and then.
Yeah.
Bitch, I'm a cow. Bitch, I'm a cow.
I am not a cat. I don't say meow. Moo. Anyway.
I just love the fight scenes. This was incredible.
Great fight scenes.
All joking aside, the art is also really, really good. Lots of cool scenes. Even when they all started talking, and I realized they wasn't saying it one after another. They probably all said this shit at the same time. He was like, "We stay out each other's way. Team with Charlie my style." The other guy is like, "You're expecting me to fight with you?" Yeah, they all just was like, "Yeah, just." Stay out each other's way. This is cool. It's a gangsta ass chapter. I had a big smile on my face reading it.
Yeah.
Therefore, it edges the other series. Brian, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, this was pretty cool. Not gonna lie, this was a pretty cool chapter. Because this entire series, they're building up Sakamoto to be this fucking inhuman beast amongst all of the fucking assassins that nobody even came close. So it's almost, it's crazy that there's an even more buffed up version of Sakamoto with a bunch of different skills and shit on top of it. Like, this is Sakamoto times 10. This is Super Saiyan Sakamoto. But I still think the only person who can beat Sakamoto is Sakamoto. So his ass better get up quick. Could you imagine Sakamoto ends up becoming like getting a multiple personality thing?
Bro. Just two people with debilitating mental illnesses fighting each other in the
Yeah. But yeah, I don't have much else to say. The fight was pretty sick. I think it's gonna end up being Sakamoto and Shin versus X, both of them working together, kind of thing. But I guess we'll see.
Yeah.
Those are my thoughts.
Yeah, ever since Josh says something about Shin using his mental abilities on X, I can't imagine where that won't be effective, especially since like it's multiple personality disorder. It's like a thing in the brain. So Shin's power has got to be like key to taking down X.
Imagine Shin puts his personality into Sakamoto. That Sakamoto can read minds.
Bro, that'd be he gives Sakamoto multiple personality disorder.
Yeah, he gives Sakamoto multiple personality disorder.
Yeah, that's
so that it's Shin inside of Sakamoto fighting as Sakamoto.
Just piloting him like
yeah, like a mech.
I mean that's one way to do it.
Yo, I'm telling you, I think that might be what happens. Because Shin can make people move through, like, injuries, right? Like, he makes himself move through injuries with his powers. So he can literally, like, just use Sakamoto's body as a weapon.
Yeah, I don't know, bro. I don't know about that one. But it's likely. I could see that. Or at least like do that thing where like he makes Sakamoto fight through his injuries. The way he face grabbed this guy. Were those all your thoughts, Brian?
Yeah.
I don't have too much to add. Fight scene cool. I'm here for it. I'm excited for not next week because Jump is off next week, but
Cringe.
next couple weeks chapter of Sakamoto Days. That's all I really gotta say. Let's not we don't gotta beat around the bush. Let's move onward.
Yeah. Yeet. Yeah, yeet.
Jeez.
Surprise, motherfucker.
Kagurabachi. And with that, I'm gonna pass this one over to Josh.
Thank you, Chris. This is Kagurabachi, chapter number 128, Smelting, part 3.
Look at that. It's on the first page.
I was going to say that.
What a novel idea.
I will take it, man. So, last week, they were continuing the smelting process up until the Japanese government and the Masumi group. That's the
Yes,
name, right?
Masumi.
Yeah. Came to interrupt the smelting of the Danseki because they are fearful that if there's a mistake made, that the Danseki will cause a cataclysmic explosion. So it's high stakes here. They one of them incapacitated Shiba, and he's just out there like ailing right now because all his old wounds came back. And Subaru and the masked man, the converted one, are left there to defend Rokuhira as he focuses his gaze on the flames and its reactions. So this week, we continue with Subaru fighting, and he's staying on point. He throws his sandals up to deflect these ninja stars getting thrown. Subaru comments that his doppelgangers can't really fight all that well, so they're not going to be that useful in this situation. Maybe outside of like a distraction. Oh, the masked man is named Joji. Joji the Converted.
Yeah.
Okay. It's really steamy in there. I don't know if that's because of the Masumi creating some type of smoke attack, or that's just the smoke from the smelting process. But either way, it's really hard to see in there. But Subaru had already anticipated that they were going to try to, attack the actual furnace, and he was right as he deflects one of the Masumi assassins from destroying the organs. What is it called? Like that the organs of
The
the.
pipes, something pipes. It's a Japanese word. I don't know.
It's okay.
I'll look it up.
It is. It was literally in the last chapter.
Yeah.
But so he skillfully deflects the guy's blade, and then
Kiro.
Subaru swing the Kiro pipes. Those are the most essential part. Well, the most vulnerable and essential part of the furnace, because that's the where it draws air and expels it from. So Subaru, with a skillful deflection and also a skillful snapping of the Masumi's blade, takes him out of commission, and it explains how it's easy to slice through a katana from the side instead of hitting it like on the sharp point. Did not know that. But Subaru can't really celebrate for too long because he notices that one of the Masumi already creeped up on Kunishige and puts a sword to his neck. Joji and Subaru like thinking, damn, like when did this happen? But these guys are just on a different level when it comes to stealth. But we get a little, I guess, flashback to the Masumi being briefed, and the guy saying how Rokuhira, they seem highly invested in this, as far as the smelting of the Danseki. It turns out he was involved with Princess Shiaki. He's a nobody with nothing to lose. And, for him to ignore the country's decision and risk disaster, and also ignore Princess Chiaki's own decision, it's just desperate to be. He just wants to be like the big hero that rescues her. And that is a rough way to look at it, but I do see his point. But that's what he told the Masumi. And one of the tougher ones is like, yeah, he's the one. Like, fuck the furnace. He's the guy we really got to take out. Because he's not going to stop being like an issue. This is when Rokuhira, we start getting some conjecture.
Internal monologue.
Chris is always there for me. And he starts thinking to himself, like, damn, like, we would have really gotten if Shiba wasn't there to help me out. But, after that guy attacked us, I realized that, part of my purpose in life would be to create katana. In order to face his demons, he had to do something about it. And that's how he thought, he could deal with it. By, making swords and making sure he makes quality ones and only gives them to people that he feels deserves it. Since that day, he's felt like really bad about Chiaki getting hurt by a katana that was forged by his dad, and he just was really appreciative that she still like was hanging with him and shit. But once she became Princess Soga, things started really changing. But I guess we get some interesting information here where I guess apparently the princess herself foresaw that the creation of the potential creation of enchanted blades would be disastrous, and spoke out against it herself, and that she didn't want this. But he looks at it as that's just her trying to protect me, and his whole life, the only way he felt like he could deal with the issue was to forge katana. So, but we get a little bit more internal monologue as he thinks to himself, nah, at the end of the day, that's an excuse. the reason I forged katana was because that was the only thing I felt like I had of like any worth or value to me. You know, like the eyes that his father passed down to himself, and you know the knowledge and ability to create katanas. Um, you know, he reflects on how he wasn't really able to protect anybody. So, you know, before we get more, I guess, internal monologue on what his resolve is, the Masumi that had a blade to his neck is just thinking, like, really admired how, you know, even with a sword to his neck, he's still focused on the flame. And she asks, does this matter more than your life? And right before, I guess, Rokuhiro could even give her an answer, Shiba rises from the dead and teleports the Masumi lady outside again as he yells, all of you, why don't you quit getting in the way? The Masumi chick is very impressed with Shiba as well, because she knows how terrible of a condition he was in because she's seen the medical charts. And as he says, you know, I don't care like about like my injuries. I saw a guy crush a ship into a ball with a hole in his stomach. So like this ain't shit. He teleports back into the warehouse to send the other Masumi people away as he yells to Kunishige, this time you take the glory. And he says, I'm on it. That's the end of Kagurabachi. Brian, what are your thoughts?
RGC.
Certified RGC. Certified RGC. Certified RGC.
Yeah. I love this guy, Shiva, bro. He's just easily my favorite character in this series. God damn, he's cool as fuck. Sorry, what were you saying, Josh?
I said Kakashi.
Dude, I don't know. This moment where he's just like, I don't know, like his whole like God, I love Kagurabachi. Like everything he just sets everything up so perfectly for these emotional, impactful moments. Like characters that you know are gonna die, right? Like in the beginning of this fucking arc, you knew that a lot of these people were not gonna make it through this series alive. But still, they still have so much impact on the story and on the characters. And it's just like, man, Kagurabachi is so special at doing that, at making characters in short notice, making you care about them, making you understand them as people in such a short period of time, and then having them have a legacy afterwards. Like a passing of the torch, you know what I mean? Like the people that died in this arc, their will got passed on through Shiba as the sole survivor of that fight. And you get to see that the byproduct of that through Shiba on death's door, still getting up and doing shit. You know what I mean? And man, just so fucking sick. I wonder if we're gonna get like a fight out of this. I can't imagine Shiba can actually fight like this, but man, I don't know, that moment was so fucking special, you know. And I feel like it's something that's unique to Kagurabachi, where he's just so good at using every page and every panel and every piece of dialogue to its fullest. And that's not something that you see every fucking day, you know what I mean? So big shouts to, hold on, let me make sure that I get his name right. Hokazono. Yeah, I haven't said his name in a while. But man, I missed you, bro. I'm glad you're back. But that's it. Those are my thoughts.
Yeah, I really enjoyed this chapter as well, obviously. I mean, lots of cool introspection from Kunishige. Really just like understanding that, like, you know, he just like going through the motions of just the only thing he feels like he has to offer is the sword. But now it has more use now than ever. And yeah, Shiba's contribution to this chapter was really cool. I mean, what can I say? He's just holding it down. He's Captain Clutch in this moment. And I respect that a lot. Subaru did his thing as well. It's hinting here that he's like not that proficient a swordsman himself. He's like nice with it, but I think his prowess is that he just like knows swords really well. He's able to disarm his opponents, which is a cool way of looking at it. It just makes me all the more curious as to what his sword can do. You know what I mean? I'm so excited to see Subaru in present day. Yeah, I mean, I think Brian like captured a lot of, the thoughts that I had about this chapter. All I can say is action scene cool, Shiba sick. But yeah, Josh, what did you think about the chapter?
I really liked this chapter too. I was impressed with Shiba thoroughly. Brian already said a lot about the dude, so there's not much more I can add to that. Other than I guess I was shitting on him pretty hard last week. Well, maybe not too hard, but man, Shiba's about that life. I mean, he's right. Like he's seen other people push past the limits. Homie popped ult with with a wound the size of a basketball. You know what I mean? In his stomach. So what's a few flesh wounds and gouges and such? I guess he's gonna teleport them as far as he can.
Yeah.
I don't know.
He's just stalling right now. All he has to do is stall.
I did assume was gonna hold them down, but I mean, how much longer do they have to be stalled for? I
figured this next chapter is gonna be it. I don't see how they just keep this going forever, you know? This next chapter has got to be like, it probably ends with like the smelting being done. It's like, no, I gotta move. I gotta do the next part. Maybe they convert everybody in the room, just like they did Joji.
Yeah, I mean, I guess once it's smelted and it's past the point where like it's dangerous, they'll be like, oh, all right, well, let's go for it.
Yeah.
But I guess I don't have too many other thoughts. I'm looking forward to the resolution of this smelting.
Hell yeah.
process. Been exciting.
All right, we ready to move on to the next one? Then let's go. Ichi the Witch. This one is also. I'm gonna throw this one over to Josh.
Thank you, Chris. Ichi the Witch. This is chapter 94. To be clapped.
Oh, pause. Hey. Whoa. What? To be what?
I wonder if the author or translation team had any type of understanding.
No, apparently that's the literal translated. Oh, you mean like the people who translated it? Maybe.
Like,
yeah, so. Imagine translating it and then going pause.
Hey, yo.
Oh. All right, to be clapped. Whoa.
So last week, Amadoro, Ichi, Descaris, the whole fucking crew, everybody pulled up to this magic's walking lair, crashed through the fucking building, and was confronted by the small magic note called Sukamaru.
Yeah.
Yep. Nice. I remember. And not much else to say. So I'll just start with what happened this week. So they're in they land in this like chapel. None of them happen to notice the Sukamaru in there, and maybe they're just like ignoring him. Who knows? So Kumugi, Kon, Kon,
Kumugi,
what's her
you
name
had it.
again?
Kumugi.
Kumugi.
Think
Yeah.
Komugi, but with a U.
Yes. She notices that there's stained glass on the floor they broke through. Amadoro comments that it seems to be a cathedral or whatever. And Descar says like, oh, like why would the Magics have something like this? And Kumugi's thinking like, oh, it's probably to worship the world hater. You know, they love that guy. So she then asks Amadoro if she recognizes the place, and she's like, nah, I ain't never been here before. But honestly, the way this castle works is that like the rooms are all like connected through crazy like through like various different like stairways going in many different directions, like a labyrinth, and every room is basically random. She said she went through an engine room, nursery, and then a library, which are all completely different places that are very random. So you know, with no rhyme or reason. So you know, obviously they gotta be careful not to get lost. And also, it's pretty obvious that the magics. I mean, they seem to be ignoring Super Mario, but they assume that the magics know that they arrived, because since it wasn't, you know, a quiet entry, and that they should move quickly, like out of that room, you know, onward to the castle. Amadoro also comments that they should move downward, because that's probably where like the energy sources, which of course is where all the ribbon candy witches are being held and using their magic, you know, draining their magic to power the moving castle. So yeah, that's the route they're gonna take. But Amadoro also lets them know that if they run into Hakari, they should just run away. You know, we don't know the trial yet, so recklessly trying to fight them could, you know, be disastrous. So prioritize safety, and you know, just stay in communication with people if you feel like you get lost. Then they decide to split into two different teams. One team to hunt down Hakari, and another to free the hostages. And after they split into teams, they realize, damn, like, what's the Money Gold guy gonna do? No, wait, not Money Gold. Forget his name.
Boxster.
Boxster, yeah. Like, what's Boxster gonna do? The Magic Keeper. And he's like, well, I got to keep my eye on Amadoro, and I also have to gather information on Hakari, which means like I got to be at both places at the same time. So they're having an argument about like which way he should go, and he's just acting all like oblivious and dumb. Funny stuff. One of them comment like, "Damn, like, why did we decide to leave your interpreter behind?" Which is the guy with the other magic keeper.
Yeah, Higurashi.
Yeah, nice. So while they're like going back and forth, Sukamaru was thinking to himself, I don't know why, but these stupid witches are arguing. And he's like, I'm about to jot over this down. He has information on Hakari. And they're going to be so thankful for me. But yeah, this is where we learned that the reason why nobody has noticed him is because he's the invisible magic. He's one of the up and coming, not hot new 7 stars candidate that everyone, in his opinion, is talking about, the great Sukemaru. and he's thinking like, all right, I'm just gonna surveil you guys and pass on information to figure out like what you guys are, like so we can corner you guys, and you're not gonna be able to see where I'm at because I'm invincible. He starts jumping onto Scar's head. He's taunting Amadoro, and he's like, "Yeah, like I'm straight. Like I'm never gonna get caught." And that's when we see Ichi right behind him, like lurking and staring like directly down, like where he's at. That makes Sukumaru like back up in fear, and he's like, "Oh no way! Like how the hell does he see me? Like I'm completely invisible." And then Ichi tries to jump to like catch him, and Raku Ghost is like, "Oh, like what's up, Ichi?" It's like, damn, I don't know. Like I feel like something's like here with us. Like I can't quite like put my finger on it. The Discard asked Amadoro like how much trouble is Hakuri, and he was like, they she says they violently detest witches and will attack on sight. Whatever you do, make sure you never get caught between their palms. With a clap, they can destroy, disintegrate whatever's caught between them. That's what we seen a couple of chapters ago, where he clapped the beam that was shot at him and turned it into shapes and particles.
To be clapped.
Scary thing to think about. Yeah, to be clapped. So, Amadoro says being grabbed by one hand is inconvenient, but not deadly. However, get caught in between both as Ichi's trying to like get a hold on like Sukumaru. We see Hakuri come out of nowhere with his big ass hands, ready to clap. Pause, clap Ichi. And that's when Raku Ghost pulls up to prevent Ichi from being clapped.
Bro, he literally came in and said, "Pause."
Wait. Relax. There'll be no clapping of anybody. No cheeks is getting clapped in. Synchro weight 50%. Simple kick. And he hits Hakuri right in the chest. As he says, "Well, looky here. I found a trash magic." That is the end of the chapter. Brian, what are your thoughts?
I don't have too much to say about this chapter. I thought it was I thought it was really funny when the fucking invisibility magic just started talking mad shit about them. I wonder if Kumugi is going to be the one to get the invisibility one.
Someone's acquiring this little fucker. I know it.
He's just so fucking cute.
He has too many. He has too much personality, and he's the mascot character for sure.
He's the Chopper of the series. 100%.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, this is just a really cute ass fucking chapter. I wonder, I don't know. I'm not sure who the fuck is gonna acquire this guy. This fucking what's his name? Hakari?
Yeah.
I just wonder who's gonna be the one to acquire him. I don't think it's gonna be Amadoro.
I could see Kumugi getting Hakari.
She's gonna get either one or both.
I could see him getting both.
I feel like he's not her vibe though.
Well, we don't know that yet. We'll see.
Invisibility one seems like perfect for her.
One of them's definitely got to acquire him, or because like Fujimine was real angry. It just like really was like, don't let anybody else acquire you. Someone's acquiring this fucking guy.
I mean, when was the last time? What's his name again? Main character?
Ichi.
When was the last time?
Ichi
Oh yeah,
the Witch.
okay.
The name of the series.
When was the last time Ichi acquired a magic?
He has like 7 at this point. He could take a break.
He hasn't got one in like a couple of arcs though, right?
He got one 2 arcs ago. He got the last one he acquired was that elephant one. The bad emotion.
Yeah, in Goku Raku's arc.
No, that. Oh right. He does have her.
But he didn't get one. Descaris got the octopus magic at the end of last arc.
Mm-hmm.
So I think in this one, Ichi is gonna get Hikari, and I think Kumagi is gonna get the invisible guy.
Yeah.
Though, to be honest, the invisibility one is perfect for Ichi as well, though.
Type.
Because he's a hunter. Imagine being able to go invisible.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. I feel like that could be a good power for Ichi. So we'll see, I guess. But those are my thoughts.
I really love this chapter. I had a really fun time reading it. Just the character dynamics and stuff, and yeah, I really like Sukamaru. I'm excited for him to whoever acquires him. I really enjoy him. The page turn of Ichi just jump scaring the hose over here is like usual. Just it's just like
That was crazy.
yeah, it was really good. It's kind of gag has been done before, but it actually caught me by surprise this time. It made me laugh. I liked it. I'm excited to see Hakuri go off. I really like Okuraku coming in and save the day. He's like very like Sanji-esque at times, literally with like a cool kick delivery. I felt like this was very Sanji coded to come in the clutch like this. So I'm excited to see what comes next for this. Ichi was like not concerned at all. He looked at him like, He already had the blade out though. He said,
Yeah, he was ready to fight.
I actually didn't peep that the first time I read this. I didn't see him.
He's quick with it, bro.
He said, but yeah, I really enjoyed this.
Bah!
Bow.
Shot him with the clap.
Yeah, I really enjoyed this. I don't have much else to say. Ichi the Witch is a very good series. Having a good time. Any other thoughts before we move on?
No.
All right, let's move onward.
Kurapika is now drowning in an indescribable emptiness.
HunterXHunter.
Oh my god.
This is HunterXHunter chapter 417, Contingency. Oh my god. This chapter, last we left off, Benjamin.
Wait. Chris, do you want to take a breather before you get started here? Because this is going to be a lot.
Oh, no, I'm ready. I've been waiting for this.
Make sure you drink some water, bro.
Yeah, I'm going to do that, though. I'll take that.
While you're doing that, I just want to say this was the second favorite of the week.
Yeah.
Just to throw that out.
Okay, so last we left off, Benjamin just entered his 2-minute drill and has just decided to start like eliminating the princes one after another. Bro, this opening page is so fucking funny. Look at Benjamin's face in that first page. You know, he pulled that trigger hard. You know, like he's
He fractured the holster, bro.
yeah, for real. Last we left off, he's been going through all of the princes. He's managed to gather up to Beppa and Tyson, amongst others. He managed to poison Camilla with the TSK. And now he pulled up to Saradnik's room and he shot him. Although Saradnik's got something cooking because, of course, he has this broken timey-wimey Nen ability. So we'll see how this works out. But yeah, he gets shotgunned away. And Benjamin starts talking his shit as he said, your words are a pox upon society. You are hereby sentenced to death. He crushes his guts with his foot to start with. And Saradnik's mans is like, what the this is a ruse? Bro, get up.
What?
He said,
Get up.
he said, for how long? He said, you better hurry up. He says, sear this, and Benjamin goes on to say, sear this into your brain. on your way to hell. I'm the one who consigned you to oblivion. The bottom of my boot is the last thing you'll see. And he crushes Saridnik's head under his boot and gives a very suggestive face after he does. Oh my god. And then he keeps going. He's like, I thought you had a counteractive ability, but it looks like you were just practicing, noob. You fucking casual. Let me give you some advice, casual. After he crushed his brains, by the way, he says Zetsu is very dangerous. It quells your guardian spirit beast as well. Do you even hear me? Bro, Slakov, or whatever his name is sweating. He's like, okay, wait, what the fuck?
He has no idea what's
going on. He's like, oh my god, is Benjamin an illusion? If this isn't real, what about them? Are they seeing what I'm seeing here? And Benjamin turns over to Salkov and tells us, like, you're gonna have to testify. You're gonna have to sing all about this, what you saw here. Saridnik was human scum, and I was planning on killing him regardless of the succession battle. This is basically vigilantism. He's a piece of shit. He's a murderer and stuff. So I executed Saridnik of my own discretion. His numerous crimes will be laid bare at trial. We all know what he did. And Salkov is still like internally like processing everything. He's like, Saridnik really died? Was he really attacked by Benjamin? And then he starts to remember Theta is like, only people who use Nen can see him. If that's gone, then that means he must be dead. And it's at that point Benjamin cuts him off and commands everybody to take Salkov and Dajin, the two hunter. Well, I don't know if he's a hunter, but the two bodyguards for Saridnik into custody. And he continues to go on. We see that he has injected the last TSK vial into his boot. And he's like, this is where the real battle begins. Fellow princes, sacrifice yourselves for the continued prosperity of the Kakin Empire. And then we get a big boy breakdown from his soldiers of a status report of what's been going on. They report that they have Tyson and Tubepa. They also report that Zanglei and Luzaris have escaped before the proclamation. They catch him up on the goings-on with Kanjidol, who was the Benjamin guard that was assaulted by the Hunter Association guard guarding Luzaris. Benjamin is like, all right, we'll use that as leverage, when we start like executing these fuckers. Not even that. He says that we'll use it as leverage against the Hunter Association. They're basically gonna hit the Hunter Association with an extradition order unless they help them basically find Luzaris and Zanglei. They explain a little bit more about Koventoba, who is one of the guards that was looking after Zanglei, and they say that he has that this soldier has admitted to aiding and abetting desires to be held and monitored. He admits to helping Zanglei with whatever he needed. And Benjamin is like, no, we don't need to do that. If he was aware of it, it was semi-coercive. So, yeah. He was manipulated and to aid Zanglei under certain circumstances. So, if he's aware of it, then that must be, he's not a danger. They also explained that Balsamico is back in his body, meaning that Halkenberg has one way or another escaped from Balsamico's body and has presumably taken over someone else. And Benjamin is just like thinking to himself, like, what the fuck? Wasn't it an ability to switch bodies? How could he do that from Balsa's body? But yeah, that happens. Benjamin meets up with Tyson and Tubepa, and he goes on some bullshit, basically talking to them about how he believes that he shares with them that Kurapika believes that if multiple princes survive through the deadline, then the current regime will collapse, and in theory, all the princes would be able to survive. So, he said, I brought you here because, I figured I'd debate with you guys. We should talk this over and see if this is like a thing we want to do. All of the meanwhile, he lets TSK loose in the room, infecting Tubepa and Tyson. But Tubepa is thinking to herself, like, all that just for this? He's up to something, this fucking guy. Meanwhile, Benjamin continues moving on. Balsamico meets up with him and is like, yo, bro, I don't think we should be traveling with you, man. We are semi-coerced right now. And he's like, our attacks that remain inside us are still unknowns. What about troop morale? If anything would happen to you? And Benjamin's like, bro, we are beyond that. Look at this shit, yo. And using Gyo, they can see Benjamin's cursed eyes, and he explains like, yeah, Camilla cursed me with the have-not thing. I'm also infected with TSK, and also there's another curse that could be waiting on me by Beyond. So, it doesn't matter really. Nothing matters right now. We just got to use all of our things. And then he does his little like chant to get his guys motivated. Balsamico goes off to find Halkenberg, and one of the other guard that was guarding Zhang Lei actually gives some information about Zhang Lei's coin, and actually it has more effects than we thought. The coin is powerful enough that holding it for 10 days makes you spontaneously confess your secrets. So it's interesting. Another it really is semi-coercive in a sense. So the number is still 10, but he's afraid that like there will be an escalation in power if the coin increases in value again. But Benjamin's like, nah, fuck that. It's not going to change again. There aren't many places Zhang Lei can go. And we see that he has sent his guards down to arrest Unyor, who is the head of the GU, and the family that is directly benefactored by Zhang Lei. They get word that Zhang Lei has actually went to tier 2 right before the declaration and is making his way down into the lower tiers. Immediately, Benjamin's like, God! Tell squad 3 and 7 recon teams to go find Zhang Lei and Lucerus. And man, we get a gigantic monologue here from Benjamin, basically laying out all the stakes of the succession war. So basically, he's thinking to himself, if multiple princes survive the deadline, then we'd be in the darkest timeline. Does that mean it's equally bad if all of us are dead? No. That scenario leads to a legislated national emergency separate from the succession battle. Article 1, sustaining monarchy in a crisis. If the monarch, as well as all successors eligible for the throne, are dead, the king's basically got to pick somebody, and that's that condition. We get a recap of everything Benjamin has done up to this point, where he's poisoned Camilla, he has killed Serednik, he's poisoned Tubepa and Tyson. Fugetsu is on her last legs, he imagines. So, all he has to do is let her die. 8th Prince Oito, he's like, I'm not impressed by this baby swap thing that you got. But, I respect the emotion that must have like fueled it and stuff, the determination here. He said it'll be a simple matter to have them officially declared dead in deference to their resolve and with respect for their heart-wrenching decision to exchange their beloved children. If I can prove that Wobble is elsewhere, I can let them off with an exile. But if the real Wobble is on board, fuck that. I'm killing them all.
That they're trying to pull a fast one.
Yeah, for real. And in that case, the Emergency Powers Act, if the deaths of all the heirs are unavoidable and the only current king survives, the king will immediately name the next successor. And Benjamin lays out his fucking priorities right now. He's like, I gotta kill everyone. I have to kill everyone or infect them with TSK, a complete annihilation. And once that happens, it triggers the Emergency Powers Act, and Nasubi will have no choice but to name his kid, Benjamin's child, the king, because everybody else will be dead. He's killing literally every prince, including himself. So, and in that case, Benjamin's spirit beast ability is revealed and explained to us. After Benjamin's death, it fuses with his Nen and selects one of his blood relatives to become their guardian spirit beast. And of course, when that happens, Benjamin would be ineligible for becoming king. So the criteria for selecting which blood relative to haunt will be determined by Benjamin ahead of time or left to his guardian spirit beast discretion. So the same condition will be used every time the host dies and a new host is chosen. So that means this guardian spirit beast has been here for a while and has either been randomly assigned to Benjamin according to the guardian spirit beast, or someone chose him, which I feel like would be impossible. But yeah, he explains that. And then finally, the last domino that has to fall for Benjamin is Beyond's curse. He's like, that's really the only like wild card in the situation, because if it kills him before everybody else is dead, then there's a risk it may render my guardian beast powerless. And he's just like pissed at his mom because he's like, she knew Furikov couldn't eliminate the worst case scenario. She gave him the TSK knowing that my desire for national prosperity and selfless service would lead me to declare a special martial law. He's like, through Furikov, she encouraged a murder-suicide of the other princes. She wants any one of her children to become king. And when she learned of Beyond's ambitions, she shifted her focus to the brother who is more easily manipulated. And I think by that, he means Halkenberg. So he's like, he's like, at the end of the day, I will ask her to choose her own life or that of my brother, quote unquote, which is Halkenberg. The quotations, because Halkenberg's at this point is a rumor to be Unma's child and Benjamin's direct blood brother. So yeah, that's where the chapter ends. Holy moly, that was a lot of stuff. Josh, what did you think about HunterXHunter Chapter 4:17?
Oh man, I mean, there was obviously, like most HunterXHunter chapters, there's tons of dialogue, lots of stuff, but it is very interesting. And I can't help but think about what Brian said last week when it said, like, man, it feels like they're making him an antagonist and shit. And not that I agree with that, but it's like I like it. I feel like that's one of the reasons why I like the series and the author, because he can really dig his heels in when he wants to, like, unravel a character for us and show them exactly what they're about or what their intentions are. He's not afraid to, like, go on tangents, excuse me, so to speak. I feel like that, like, he's done that since the beginning of the series, but the time when we seen him, like, really, really go hard with that was in York New City with the spiders. I mean, they felt like protagonists at a certain point as well. I don't know how you guys feel, but anyway, I just think we're really, Benjamin is absolutely about to die. There's no way around it, and he's like an important player, so we're getting a lot of him, and his perspective. But you already know we're gonna get a retelling of this from at least one other perspective, that being Saradnik.
Yeah.
And his point of view is going to be very distinct, But, man, what do I want to say? I think his plans aren't going to work. One of the biggest reasons is that the fifth prince is going to survive the TSK because Herb and Beast. Sorry if I, jump. Took
No,
that
you're good.
from anybody. But yeah, like it's literally designed to like, combat something like that. And if it ain't, then that's the most worthless and spirit beast ever.
You said Tabepas?
Yeah.
It could create chemicals, so they can obviously make an antidote.
Yeah.
I think Tubepa would also help make it for
Tyson.
For Tyson as well, if given the opportunity to. Anyway, there was some thoughts coming from Tubepa in one of these. Was that no? That was in this chapter. Was that page 11? And this was kind of interesting to me. Tubepa says, like, even if the theory that the monarchy would collapse if the process doesn't complete, as far as like the secession battle, even if that's true and there's a will to overturn the whole thing, the one closest to the throne is still like Benjamin, and the monarchy would only shift into a military regime. Only once you and Camilla are gone will this proposal be persuasive. Okay, so you know what? So Tubepa probably would help out Tyson because I don't think they really care about Kakin prospering as like a country. I think they just care about their work and not all this other crazy shit that especially like the Carnival thing. I don't think Tubepa would be cool with that shit. I'm just guessing. So yeah, like they just gotta wait for Benjamin to die, and I don't think Tubepa would make the antidote for Camilla, if I'm being honest. But it might be able to. Camilla's Nenbeast might influence one of the people she works with, Tubepa works with, to give her the antidote or whatever, since it has to be collaborative, like the Nenbeast. So I don't know. I'm just like brainstorming here. There's a lot of different plot points. Shout out to Onion. They pulled up on your boy and they was like, "Yo, we know Zhang Li came through here. Where's he at?" He was like, "Bro, I was just eating. What's good? What's good? What's good?"
What I do? A succulent eating a meal? A succulent Chinese meal? What was the charge? Gentlemen, this is Democracy Manifest.
Manifest.
I don't know what else to say. Great chapter. I love it. Can't wait to see what happens in a couple weeks. I've heard some nasty rumors.
Oh no.
Heard some real nasty rumors. Rumors like there's only 2 more chapters left or something like that.
3. I wasn't gonna bring it up. I was perfectly content to live in this reality where Hunter x Hunter was still here.
I just flatlined.
The good news is, Togashi seems to be still working on chapters. Like, he still has chapters. Like, he's inking like 424, if I'm remembering right. So this hiatus might not be too long.
424? Okay.
So you're
Oh,
saying
it's going to
they're
go for 420.
Yeah, it's gonna stop at 420. 420 blaze it, and then after that, it's probably gonna be a couple months. Then maybe come back.
Yo, if he could drop like 10 chapters every like 3 months,
I could put that on the tier list.
I'll take that, yo.
I could put that on
I'll
the tier
take-
list. I'll negotiate.
I'll stop for that, yo.
I'll fuck with that for
I
sure.
mean, how many weeks? So he'd be taking like month breaks. He'd go on for 2 months. And then take
who's
a
to
break,
say?
basically.
Who's to say? I know he said he has the manuscripts done up till 4:30. He just has to ink them and all that stuff. And
Oh my god.
he's almost halfway
He-
done. Yeah, he has to.
Only he could draw these weirdo characters. I get it. It's true. It's true, and it won't be the same. You see how Benjamin looked? He looked like 4 different people in this. And that's, I wish they could put Kevin. I love it. The weirder the face, the crazier the expressions, the deeper the explanations. I fucking love this series. Brian, what's your thoughts? Did I already pass it to you?
No. Man, what if Saradnik's actually dead?
That'd be hilarious if it was just a fail. That would be so fucking funny if it was just a failure.
What if he just fucking died?
Honestly, I would actually love that. I think that would be so fucking funny.
So these were Nen bullets, bro. They cancel your shit.
I would love if they just let us sweat with it for a while and just have like really try to convince us that Saradnik is actually dead.
I feel like he's gonna try to do that, or we won't see Saradnik for a while.
Yo, I'm here for it. Low key, I'm here for it. I would love to see this reality where Saradnik is actually dead.
Hold on. So he said his instruction to Salkov was to put him in a coffin. What if they take him to the room, to that like Nen coffin room where the other bodies are? They put him in, and he gets up from there. Like, or he breaks the system because he was put in there alive.
I don't know.
He does something. Maybe that's what happens. Maybe they just take him all the way over there. I don't know. That's a possibility. But anyway, go on, Brian.
So help me clarify something. So this Nen beast, after he dies, he becomes the Nen beast, or it fuses with his Nen. So he's not alive, but his Nen ability stays alive.
It seems to be similar to Kacho's Nen beast, where Kacho fused with her without you to become what she is now. But Benjamin's takes it a little further, where he personally, I guess, becomes a guardian spirit beast.
No, he doesn't become it. The guardian Nen beast takes his Nen ability.
Or maybe that, yeah. Where it
That's
fuses
what
with
it's
his
saying.
Nen and selects one of his blood relatives to become their spirit beast. Once a prince fuses with their Nen beast and loses their human body, like Prince Concho, their right to succession is all the criteria for. Yeah, we don't know what that looks like exactly. It could be that, it just takes his ability, but then, like, what's the point? Because it doesn't seem to do anything else. This beast has been around for a while, it seems.
So does this mean that, like, as the rest of his soldiers die, this Nen beast gets more powerful? Continues to get more powerful?
Who's to say? Because this seems to be all it does. It just fuses with someone's Nen. Because Benjamin seems to assume that he gets to, like, somewhat keep his consciousness as a guardian spirit beast to protect his kid. Because he's obviously going to select his kid to be a guardian Nen beast for.
He gets to choose it himself?
Yeah, it's either he chooses it or the guardian spirit beast does. But he can choose it. It says the criteria for selecting which blood relative to hunt can be determined by Benjamin ahead of time. Which obviously he's constantly telling his beast, it's like, it's for my kid.
It's for my son.
They haven't showed his son, have they?
No.
And by the way, it is going to be Benjamin. It fused him with his Nen is like him transcending like a human body and turning into like an end beast.
Mm-hmm.
That's why they clarified that he's no longer going to be a candidate.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, if it was a spirit beast, that'd be obvious. Like it's not Benjamin, so he will reincarnate as a spirit beast that inhabits again whoever he chooses as the host, which will be his son most likely.
So yeah, I agree with Josh. I think the interpretation is that it turns him into a beast, not himself. Maybe he won't retain his memories, but it'll be him in spirit, and and his ability will be passed down to like his kid as a spirit beast. Like him as a spirit beast will have Benjamin Baton maybe, but that's it.
I don't know. That's still a crazy ass fucking power to have. For a Nen Beast to have Benjamin Baton,
That would be pretty sick.
that would be really bad, honestly, because like Amechi this Nen Beast gets Furykov's ability, and there's nothing you can do to stop it from researching.
Yeah.
Like that's low key like a really bad combo, because whoever the king is going to be literally like unkillable.
Really, really hard to kill. Furykov's ability isn't invincible. It takes time for things that's like really, really like worth it.
Yeah, but as a Nen Beast, it makes it less vulnerable. You know what I mean? Like the time that it could use a lot more freely.
I mean, it's definitely a deadly situation. You know, like a crazy power to have. Don't get me wrong. But I do think people would still be able to deal with him as long as they can overcome his other abilities. Unless you think he's gonna get like a super powered version of it that allows him to develop stuff way quicker or whatever.
I mean, we don't know what. So there's this when he dies, he becomes a Nen. His Nen gets transferred to this Nen Beast, right? But we don't know how Benjamin himself is going to react to death. Like how his Nen ability is going to react in death as well, because Benjamin, Nen is very tied strongly to the personality of the person, right? And in this chapter, we see his relationship to death. This doesn't strike me as somebody who feels like death is final. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I this Nen Beast that he has, sure is kind of a reflection of that. But there could be more to it that we just don't know about yet until he dies. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What if Benjamin Baton has another thing where he circumvents death or something like that? Like he can do that somehow. You know, we don't know yet. Like Benjamin still is kind of a question mark when it comes. Like I wouldn't count him out of dying until he's actually dead. You know what I mean?
Well, he's gonna die for sure.
Yeah, he's gonna die, but we don't know what's gonna happen when he actually does die. You know what I mean? Anything can happen with him.
Well, the idea is that Furykov is going to enhance his beast's ability. Mm-hmm. So theoretically, I think what they're aiming for is that Benjamin maybe keeps his consciousness as a guardian spirit beast, and protects his kid consciously as Benjamin in a guardian beast form.
Right, he's probably been developing that weapon ever since the spirit beast manifested.
Mm-hmm. They're fucked if Furykov dies or no. If his curse activates and he's just dead. Because remember, Furykov could die.
Scenario.
Yeah, Furykov could actually die at any minute.
And if he dies, then there's a chance that Beyond's curse is linked, like Furykov is linked to Benjamin, you know?
Yeah.
So that could be an instant GG.
What if he just kills Tyson? And that's it. Just someone random.
Tyson's already fucked.
Mariam is just...
Sally.
Bro, yeah, that's what I was wondering is like one of them's got to be tied to Sale Sale. What happens to him?
No, it's probably just chill. It's like, oh, okay, you're good. You don't gotta die anymore. It's no use. Just live your life as a person, not just a slave bound to being a curse.
Yeah.
But those are my thoughts. Chris, what do you think?
I don't got too much to say after that. I thought this was really cool. I'm also like, when he did the Tia skated to Bekba, I was like, wrong person. Ruh-roh. I don't know how it works because obviously we haven't seen how Tubepa's spirit beast operates exactly, but you know, it's chemicals.
Chemicals.
Yeah, so you know, you infected the one anti-chemical person, who may or may not save Tyson. Who knows? But yeah, this is gonna be interesting. Zhang Lei being on the run is very cool. I don't know where Luzer's is. I wonder if they caught him. He's kind of.
I think they caught him.
That would be.
I think they caught him.
Yeah, that would be crazy if they caught him. But yeah, I don't have much to say.
Zhang Lei's kind of fucked, isn't he?
Zhang Lei is a little fucked, yeah.
He is pretty fucked. I think he's royally fucked. Like his one hideout is gone.
Well, he left. He left that hideout. So
Yeah,
he's got
left, but where else can he go? Like his boss got captured, right? Like his boss got arrested. Where is he gonna go?
Yeah, I mean, but he is the boss of his boss. You know what I mean? Like he's the actual boss of GU. So I'm sure the GU have like a ton of headquarters that they could just stash him at real fast.
He might run into the troop.
Or he could run into the fucking what's the name of
Haley.
the fucking serial killer? Haley.
Yeah, I forgot that whole thing was happening.
Yeah, and that's 50 points. That's an instant specialist, isn't it?
Well, Zhang Lei's technically not as an end user himself.
No, but it's a prince. Princes are
Princes are worth us. Yes, you're right. Sorry. Yeah, princes are worth us. Yep. That is an instant 50 points. They might get him.
That's what I'm saying.
The Haley might score their only hit on a prince, and it'll be Zhang Lei probably.
I think it's him. I think he's the one who's gonna get. He's gonna be the prince that dies.
Man, I'm excited. I'm just excited to find out. But that's all I got. Any rebuttals before we move on to the last?
No.
My phone died, so no more soundboard. Let's go to the next one. Sakata Kintada! Dandadan.
Great job, Chris.
Thank you. I'm gonna pass this one over to Brian.
All right, so we pick up where we left off with Evil Eye grabbing onto the neck of Godzilla, and he starts punching it. But the fucking Godzilla immediately slaps him like he's a fucking mosquito. But it turns out that he dodged the fucking Godzilla strike, and he's just running alongside the wall like Naruto. And that's when Ira.
Yeah.
There you go. Got it. Ira goes over to help out Gigi and tells Okarun and Momo to head to the barbershop where Sakata is. So they run off, and Momo's kind of just like, "What about your injuries, Okarun?" And he's like, "They hurt, but we gotta run." Oh, before I move on, I forgot to read another part where he's kind of just, as they're running, Okarun goes, the colonel of the History and Culture Research Club can definitely defeat a kaiju. I think he's talking about
Ira,
Quinto,
I would imagine.
right? Oh, I thought he was talking about Quinto.
No, Quinto's not there.
Yeah, but they were going
Unfortunately.
to Quinto.
Oh yeah, no, you're right. Actually, because Quinto calls himself the Colonel a lot. So
yeah, I
JK.
think they're talking about Quinto.
Yeah, you are.
because
Yeah,
this
he is talking about Quinto.
Like I said last week, this is the perfect guy for a
Right.
fucking kaiju battle. But as they're running, they run into the barber again. Yatagarasu.
Yatagarasu.
Yatagarasu. And he's still in the fight between apparently, like, I forgot the white barber, the black barber.
The
Is that
Black
the name
Barber,
of this?
I think his name is.
The black barber has a fucking whale on him now.
This panel made me so mad.
I'm not sure what exactly is going on here. But the black barber the fucking
There's context missing.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but still it's still confusing. But he's kind of just like, yeah, this lady got consumed by. I didn't know the black barber was a girl, by the way.
Oh shit.
But they continue to fight, and it's actually really fucking cool. This Yatagasaru has some really cool fucking fight scenes, I'm not gonna lie. But they're fighting, it's beautifully drawn, very well done. And Yatagasaru's scissors break upon impact.
Use
and
Conqueror's Hockey.
As the Black Barber's coming in to finish the job, Yatagasaru dodges, kicks and closes the scissors, then reopens them, doing like a crazy handstand leg thing, and then he goes into his barber kit and pulls out a paper and slaps the Black Barber on the forehead, exorcising the spirit outside of her.
GG.
And then the barber kind of goes, I thought it was done for. Acting like he's fucking acting like he's terrified after just like absolutely dumpstering this lady. And they kind of turn around and they notice that there is a whole fucking army of dudes coming over after Okarun. They're targeting Okarun, but they want Momo as well. And the Yatagasaru picks up the Black Barber's scissors and goes, y'all just get the fuck out of here. I'll take care of this shit. And he starts running towards the giant ass fucking mob. But Momo and Okarun both decide, instead of running away, they're going to stick around and help. So Okarun takes Momo's hand and activates his ogre club as they prepare for battle. Josh, what are your thoughts?
Another interesting chapter from Dandadan.
Down.
The whale thing annoyed the shit out of me too, because I thought I was missing something, and I didn't like how strong it was and how weird it looked at the same time. It was giving me a lot of anxiety. I didn't want the barber dude to lose, and he almost did to the whale possessor thing. I didn't like this shit. Goofy as fuck. That's Looney Tune behavior right there. But they overcame it. And then I don't know where the fuck all these people come. What is going on?
Remember those the other guys? They were there. They were
Yeah.
They're all jumping right now. It's jumping.
Yeah, this is what's happening. And they got these two girls running after them, and the classmate. He's such a loser, yo.
Bro.
Like, why are you doing all of this? You're a human being. Go fucking chill with your friends somewhere. You know what I mean? Go read some manga and relax.
For real.
Boy. Smoke a blunt. Like, get over it. The fuck?
Fucking incel behavior.
True
What's the
incel
whole
behavior.
thing got French. I keep forgetting how fly he was popping out in this occasion. We all commented on the outfits they had on before. Damn, can Okarun and this guy beat these people? I don't think so. Quinta better pull up.
Sakata Quinta!
Thanks.
Sweet.
And Catch some bodies too. All right, Brian. No, Chris. What were your thoughts?
I really enjoyed this chapter. Man, Barbara was going off, and that was really cool, and I can't wait to see that animated. In I don't know, 15 years probably. But yeah, this whale thing pissed me off in a good way. I mean, the design grew on me immediately, just 'cause, but it was so stupid looking. I was like, why are we so weird? Why are we like this? And let me say something. When he did the paper thing, he pulled out a hair clip first, pulled her hair back, and then hit her with the
I did not see that.
He said, let me get this hair out.
I did not see that.
He said,
That is so fucking funny.
Yeah, his barber is fucking nice, bro.
He is nice with it, for real. This guy immediately became one of the coolest characters to watch in the series.
Yeah. I'm excited for what this means. I don't know how they're going to fight holding hands, but it is reminiscent to before, when they first started, where Okarun was dependent on Momo for keeping Turbo Granny in check. So, you know, it's like kind of an echo of that time period for them. So I thought that was kind of clever and kind of cute. I'm excited for what comes next for them. I'm going to need my goat to come in and smash up this kaiju real fast on some quick work.
Smash him up, smash him up.
Where's our kaiju at? She better cause wreck too.
Yeah. I mean, she is in there. A 2v1 kaiju battle? Hell yeah.
Oh, no fair ones.
But yeah, that's all I got. Brian, what did you think?
Yeah, dude, I don't know. The action in this fucking chapter was bananas. That's the thing about Dandadan, is that, like, the characters, like, it doesn't... When it comes to the characters and stuff like that, their expressions, they're very simple, you know? They're very simple characters. Where Dandadan strives is its environmental art and its fluidity in motion. Which is strange because, you know, it's kind of reminiscent of JJK in a way, where, like, but the thing about JJK is that it was so much more rough and sketchy, but Dandadan is so much more clean in its delivery, which is kind of like the charm of it, you know. Like, I'm sure JJK could have looked a lot nicer, you know what I mean, compared, like, you know, similar to Modulo, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it's a difference in style, like a different style that pleads to, like, the vibe of the story, right? If the original JJK was clean like that, it wouldn't have had the same charm. But Dandadan, it's a series that knows where its strengths is, and it leans really fucking heavily into it. When there's action, it's the best action. When there's, like, when you're setting the stage for something, it's the most beautiful fucking art you've ever seen. Like, I still think about that fucking airplane scene. Yeah, like the giant 2-page spread of them fucking surrounded by flying sharks 500 feet in the sky in a fucking plane. That is still one of the most beautiful pieces of art I've seen in a while. Like, this dude pulls, when it's go time, he locks the fuck in and he makes something spectacular. And man, you gotta respect it from a series like Dandadan, because you don't really have a bad time reading this series ever. It's not the best series ever, but you never fail to have a good time. And yeah, I don't know. I really like this chapter a lot because of that. Those are my thoughts.
Hell yeah. Well, any rebuttals? Anything we want to say before? I'm all cleared out on ideas.
I'm good.
Alrighty then. That was Dandadan, and that has been our show. Thank you guys so much for listening. As per usual, you can find me at the Chris Aspinall on Twitter and Instagram. Josh is at JD_Cole_37 on Instagram, at New Jump City Josh on Twitter. Brian is at b.esp on Twitter and Instagram. He is streaming sometimes on twitch.tv/It's Punchline. Email the show at newjumpcitypod@gmail.com with any questions, suggestions, anything you guys want us to talk about, and we'll answer it on a pre-show chat show that we do. We did one this week. We're still behind on questions, but keep sending them. We'll take them. We also reviewed Horikoshi's one shot that came out this week on the pre-show this week. So be sure to check that out for our thoughts on that, as well as our Spider-Man talk. We talked a little bit about Spider-Man Brand New Day. So check that out. Like, share, subscribe the show if you enjoy it, or if you don't enjoy it, just do it. Help it find somebody who will enjoy it. So yeah, thanks. We're everywhere you listen to podcasts. We'll see you guys next week. Well, not next week. Actually, we might take a break next week because there is no jump. But yeah, we'll see you when we see you. Stay safe, New Jump citizens. Bye.
Peace out.